Welcome to Bears in Exile. Today is Thursday, September 27th, and this is the market overview, looking at all kinds of stuff. And last night I figured out that the right part of the screen was cut off. That has been fixed. It's been fixed a few times, but hopefully this fix will fix it for good. I guess that will remain to be seen. But beyond that, today was pretty darn remarkable. The strength of which the market was able to bounce. And as we went over last night, we were getting into support. First support. Didn't know if it would break. Didn't know if it would hold. Of course, it ended up holding. And time to examine what we're left with. I guess I have a few things I need to actually erase from last night. And starting off with the Dow up 72.5 points. Able to do all kinds of good for the bulls, but they're not out of the woods. They're not out of the woods. Today coming right back up, getting to the middle portion of the big red candle from a couple days ago, and falling away from it. Beyond that, 14-day RSI moving average, we've noted it's been going up this entire time while everything else started to head on lower. And there are some encouraging signs for the bulls. CCI moving up today, fast stochastic moving up today, and the RSI also moving up today. Turning what was pretty darn bearish in the short term into possible bounce time in the short term. Still moving down on the MACD histogram. But overall, very pretty clean day. Not making any new low. Nothing of that sort. How about that? Still below the middle Bollinger Band. And 60-minute time frame. Big move. You can see it right here. Jumped up the whole day. Gave a little bit back by the end of the day, and not really negating almost half of the move down so far. It's a nice start. Beyond that, 14-day RSI moving average, yes, it's at the bottom, looking to go up, 60-minute time frame. But with this huge move up, we've also made all of the other indicators already get high and susceptible to a reset to the bottom. So, push-pull. These reset to the bottom. Does this bottom hold? If it doesn't, then in for some hurt. If it's able to hold essentially where it's at, get to the bottom, join the 14-day, and move up, then the bears have lost. It's just as simple as that. Who knows? We'll find out tomorrow. And going on to the Dow Jones transports. Very interesting. Had a bottoming area that was forming. We got an uptick today. Uptick gives it a target barely above 5,000. Which would be a really nice size move up from where we are now. Beyond that, secondaries reaching a bottom and starting to curl. MACD histogram, stochastics, CCI. 14-day RSI moving average still has room to move to the downside, stalling out on the RSI, moving down still on the MACD itself. And we have that new recent low. Should be retested, and we'll see if it is. But we do have an uptick. Can't be ignored. Interesting how, looked at volume last night, internal structure of the Dow transports. Does today change anything? It's fat body spinning top, going sideways at a low. Is this consolidation? Could be. We still have 5 reds. All are reds. We got an uptick on the on-balance volume, which was massively positive today, as we can see from the candle. But everything is still a red. Not showing any let up in the accumulation distribution, not showing any let up on anything except the on-balance volume. So I am skeptical of the transport at this moment. Guess we'll see how that plays out. But let's say that the uptick resolves. Good chance that it will. Goes up here, 5,000, a bubble corrective move. It would alleviate the bottoming area in the heat map. Would that become a lower high? If it goes up to the long-term moving average bar for a retest, that'd be a lower high. Yep, on both counts. So very, very curious. Very curious. And SPX. We were saying last night about pivot high support, previous lows support, long-term moving average bar support. Said that we were on the edge of something nasty if this were to break, and it did bounce today. And once again, getting right smack to the middle of the big red candle, top of the wick, and backed away, unable to break the first resistance. Very interesting. Beyond that, 14-day RSI moving average still moving down. We do have some bumps up, RSI, fast stochastic, CCI, but still moving down. MACD histogram, and of course the slow stochastic. So, are the bulls out of the woods? No, they're not. Certainly, tomorrow they can change the tide, have a complete secondary reset on its way, but at this moment, they are still potentially in trouble. And the VIX. Now this one is really, really telling. Last night it was looking really good. Cleared the long-term moving average bar entirely. Everything was pointing up with the exception of the 14-day RSI moving average. And today, dropping through the entire long-term moving average bar, clearing the major price consensus level. Very, very bearish. This is going to still take a little bit of damage simply because it got all the way through, but nonetheless, very, very bad day for the VIX, potentially making another lower high. And the question will become, do we get a new recent low down here at sub $14? Certainly it seems to be an alignment for something like that to happen, but look at this. We already have a new blip for bottoming area in the heat map. Very interesting. Bottoming area for a long period of time, raced up, got a little bit of a topping area, very light, dropped out of it, and already back to bottoming area. Very, very interesting. And 60-minute time frame on the VIX. Is this one overdone? Well, in the short term it would appear so. Bottoming area, all of the secondaries are already pretty darn low. Yeah, there's some room on the MACD itself. And but the 14-day RSI moving average getting to a top. So, very short term oversold, and intermediate term in the 60-minute time frame ready to move lower. So very big wrench in everything. TNA, the small caps. Last night we were saying long-term moving average bar, first support. It did bounce. It is a spinning top. A continuation of the move up is massively bullish in the Guppy model. Come down, you hit it, you bounce off, you keep running. Very bullish. Question becomes, do you penetrate? Do you sit? So far, it's not sitting and it's not penetrating. What can you say? Oh, we can say that the 14-day RSI moving average is moving to the downside in the daily. That is bad longer term. Stochastics mixed. CCI getting a bounce. RSI getting a bounce. MACD moving down. MACD histogram moving down. It really depends what happens over the next 1 to 2 market days. Should give a really clear sign. But overall, a bounce here. Not the end of the world. And that's all there is to it. And UUP, the bane of the bear's existence today, just absolutely creamed. Absolutely creamed. We didn't like the candle last night. We had a uptick target met last night. I had to see what it would want to do next. What it wanted to do was to move down, spinning top, and there are many things which do look bad right here. Moving down on the fast stochastic, moving down on the CCI, but up on the slow stochastic, up on the 14-day RSI moving average, first day tick up on the RSI, up on the MACD histogram, up on the MACD with a bullish cross just completed a day or two ago. So, very, very interesting. Still looks like it could potentially be a bull flag of some sort. Maybe a ascending channel could break down, in which case it would be very poor. We just don't have enough information yet. Been really nice if it had gone up for a long-term moving average bar retest. That may still happen. Gotta see what it wants to do next. That's all there is. All there is to it. And hey, why not? 60-minute time frame. UUP very low on the CCI, RSI, leveling out on the MACD histogram. Still moving down on the RSI MACD itself, and the 14-day RSI moving average getting underway. It would appear to the downside, but we can see it can get locked in the upright position for extended periods of time. This has not left the 80 level yet. You can see that nasty, nasty drop. Woo! Nasty. For the moment, you still have higher lows and just about higher highs. Those are actually equal, so that doesn't really equate, except that this was a break. Anyways, moving right along. GLD. Very nice move up. Had the hammer last night. Other than that, things didn't look that great last night, but it was able to pull it out, attempting a new recent high. Not quite there yet. Still a topping area in the heat map. Moving up on the fast stochastic, CCI, MACD histogram, and moving down 14-day RSI moving average, slow stochastic, RSI, sideways on the MACD itself. Very questionable. Still very questionable. And CompQ, the NASDAQ. This one did great today. Bouncing off the long-term moving averages. Very nice. It did good damage to them yesterday in breaking and closing below this area of support, but came right into previous top. So we had 2 levels of support, and it bounced off. 14-day RSI moving average still moving down. Stochastics mixed up on the CCI, up on the RSI, down on the MACD, and very slightly up on the MACD histogram. Interesting to note too, we had some negative divergence back here. Some of that has been resolved, most notably this hump right here. And Apple, where are you, Apple? There you are. More of the same. Coming into level of support, long-term moving average bar, major price consensus level, and previous lows, bouncing right off of it. We don't know what it's going to do next. 14-day RSI moving average moving down, and the same old stuff with all of the other things, no need to repeat. What it does next, massively important. Barely able to clear the upper price consensus level for this month. So very interesting, very interesting. They definitely saved it from a really bad situation today, and even without Pomo, amazing, simply amazing. And GE, we said last night that GE has been stronger than the Dow, and that if depending on what it would do, would be a good tell. Today making a new recent high. Wow. Very bullish. This is the best thing going for the Dow at the moment. And everything either moving up or turning around to move up. So this, woo, I know they had news today that was positive. I don't know the details. But we had the, no, we didn't have the downtick meet. 1, 2, 3. We still have another day for that. Probably won't do it. Very powerful. Very powerful. Very bullish. And JP Morgan had a downtick resolve yesterday. Had to wait and see what it would do next. Spinning top yesterday. Spinning top today. Remaining below the middle Bollinger Band. New recent low yesterday, should be retested. We have worked our way out of a topping area. 14-day RSI moving average moving on up, and most things actually still pointing down. Slow stochastic, RSI, MACD with a bearish cross, MACD histogram, only moving up on the 14-day RSI moving average, CCI, and barely the fast stochastic. Looks kind of vulnerable to me. Notice too, what was the big red candle on all of the major indexes? It's exactly the middle part. The middle part of that candle is where it went up, kissed, and backed away. First resistance, not beat. And XLF, the financials as a whole, coming into first support. Long-term moving average bar, bouncing off, spinning top, indecision, below middle Bollinger Band, and most things pointing down. 14-day RSI moving average, slow stochastic, MACD histogram, sideways on the RSI, up on the fast stochastic, up on the CCI. This is also, to me, questionable. Shouldn't really be too much beyond the long-term moving average bar until you get to this area right here, which was covered last night. But last night's video was incorrectly centered. And why not? Comparison. RSP, the equal weighted S&P 500 index. Deep penetration yesterday, all kinds of damage, right to the middle part of a big green candle. It's where it bounced, and spinning top, 14-day RSI moving average moving down, and all this is the same as everything else that we've been covering. No need to rehash, but also not even making it to the middle portion of this big red candle. Resistance intact. Very interesting. What else can I look at? Oh, US oil. So, oil. Said last night, coming into support, major price consensus level from the previous month, had a potential reversal candle. We didn't have anything saying that it should bounce or definitively would bounce, but it did bounce. And fat body spinning top, 14-day outside moving average moving down, all this stuff the same, more positive than negative in the daily, definitely, and working its way out of a bottoming area in the heat map. Since we do have an uptick, gives us a target of 34.50. Seems reasonable. Question will be, if it makes it to that point, what does it do next? If it doesn't make it to that point, what does it do next? Man, is there anything else? Anything else? Oh, I didn't even look at this. So I'm not even sure what it's going to say. DIA. That way I can look at the volume information. DIA, right to the halfway point of the big red candle, backs away. I don't know if I would call this a spinning top or not, but more positive than negative. But what I'm here to do is see internal structure of volume. Very interesting. Leveling out on the volume price trend, going down on the accumulation distribution channel, going down on the volume weighted MACD, barely ticking up close to the trigger line of the unbalanced volume, and going down on the dual volume flow. The internals of the Dow are still not encouraging. Very interesting. And that's going to be about it for tonight. Critical day tomorrow. Seems like every day is a critical day, so maybe I shouldn't even bother with that. I wasn't trusting the down move after the weekend, and maybe I'll have to revise that. If we get a pop through the weekend, maybe that reverses what I was expecting for next week, but we shall see. As always, all investing decisions are your own. This is John video for entertainment, educational, and consumption of time purposes only. Thank you.